for speaking with me. I purposely did not say your name because I didn't want to mess it up. You have a beautiful name. How do you pronounce that? First and
Thank
last name.
My first name is pronounced Arinola. So I mean it's Arinola, like if you
Mhm.
actually have like the intonation, but most people don't. So it's Arinola to keep it simple, or Arin. My last name is Olowoporku. We don't have to get into that. But I'm from Nigeria.
But I love that. So if I just call you Ari, that's okay?
Yes, Arin is okay. But
Okay.
it has an N at the end. So it's Arin, not Ari.
Aaron.
Arin, yes.
Aaron.
Ah, yes, Arin.
And you know what? I'm going to give up because I'm that this my whole interview is going to be that, but it is still a beautiful name. And
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad that we are getting a chance to talk because you have a beautiful event, not just for one day, not just for 2 days, but a month-long event that's happening in one of the most iconic areas in Toronto. What is happening in February? And can I say this is part of a celebration of Black History Month?
Yes, absolutely. So the name of this event is KUUMBA. So KUUMBA is Harbourfront's month-long celebration of Black history and Black futures, basically. I mean, we call it our Black Futures Month, but of course, like we can definitely never ignore like the historical context. This has been happening for 29 years. So this is our, I know, like So this is our 29th year anniversary, and it's the longest running Black History and Black Futures Month celebration of its kind in Canada, because it's for the full month of February.
How did this, can you give me a little bit of history and how this began?
To be honest, definitely pre my time, but
Yes.
in Harbourfront Center, a thing we do is create festivals to cater to communities, and
Right.
we would curate and integrate multidisciplinary public programming, lots and lots of public programming that touch on the arts, all different areas of the arts. So music, comedy, film, workshops. We always have an educational angle to a lot of the events we do. And so this is basically like the genesis of KUUMBA, essentially like creating room to celebrate Black artists, Black creatives, and the ideas and yeah, the ideas and the ideologies that are developing amongst Black people, basically.
What does Kumba mean?
Kumba means creativity. I believe in Swahili, so it's actually like one of the principles of Kwanzaa, but
That's it. That is it. You're right. Oh my goodness. I never connected that. And I just did an interview
yeah,
just a little while ago about that. You're absolutely right.
yes, it is.
Oh my
But
goodness. Like a
yes.
lightning bolt.
But simply put, it means creativity. I believe it's in Swahili, but don't quote me on
No,
that.
no, you're absolutely right about that. So let's get to the month-long celebration because there are so many things going on. I know what concerts and
Everything.
a lot. And of
Definitely.
course, some very special people being there too. So if you can give me a
Exactly.
bit of a rundown, please.
Okay, so the month kicks off with a keynote speech by an incredible author. Her name is Angie Thomas. She's a New York Times bestselling author. One of the names of her more popular books is The Hate You Give. She has many more books. She has Concrete Roads. She has On the Come Up, and it's basically like detailing like her life. She's a multidisciplinary creative. She's a speaker right now. Of course, she's an author, like I mentioned. She's a writer. She has a past as a rapper as well. And so she, she's very inspirational. And the theme of KUUMBA for 2024 is voice. And we took inspiration from Angie's book, The Hate You Give, which we'll also have at KUUMBA coming up. So the quote is called, what is the point of having, it's, you know, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's basically like, what is the point of having a voice when you're silent in moments that you shouldn't be, essentially. Exactly. And so all the programs in KUUMBA have an angle of voice, whether we're questioning how we speak as a collective right now, to whom we speak, you know, how we're heard, how we're interpreted, and of course, like the many ways in which how we speak and all of these functions are changing, whether it be from the advent of technology or social media, or just like, yeah, and the development of like many new, you know, icons and like thought leaders in the community. So essentially, this is the theme for KUUMBA. But back to the event, we'll be opening with, again, keynote speech by Angie Thomas, and then we have a visual arts exhibition. It's called Screaming into the Void. Yes, and it features two lens-based visual artists, Tiffany Jones and Tiffany Sutton and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is he's a US-based artist. Aaron Jones is a local artist, actually. Tiffany Sutton is a US-based artist. And so this is a dual exhibition between both of them. We also have Stephen Tayo, who is a Nigerian artist. All three artists are, you know, digital, again, to my point about the theme for KUUMBA earlier. So this is one of the interesting events. We also have a breaking competition. So breaking, and yeah, so breaking is something we're looking at in this KUUMBA, as far as like screening films that give context to the evolution of breaking. And I say breaking very carefully because most people call it breakdancing, which is a pejorative. People who are in the sport or dance, should I say, call it breaking, or stepping or popping or locking or whatever specific dance you're doing. And as we know, we just qualified to be at the Olympics. So, you know, just looking at breaking from going from a dance to a sport, and how just it developed in the urban community, and how, of course, it's now been adopted globally. We'll be screening some films to the effect. We have workshops. We have a DJ workshop as well. We have Why Black Women Whisper, which is basically like a play in development. So we'll be exploring like we'll basically be exploring like the play, which is in production or in development. So it's not complete exactly. So we'll be exploring it on stage through spoken word. So it's like a complete spoken word piece, and it will be underscored by live music. We're going to have some of, you know, Canada's favorites there. The Why Black Women Whisper is playwritten and created by Anne-Marie Woods. And of course, she's going to have people like Clemmy Williams and Orrin Isaacs, you know, singing. Wow. Exactly. So there are some very, you know, not just like interesting, but also like just in-depth, like programming here done by experts, you know, in the industry, Black creatives, people who've done this for decades, people who have things to teach, people who have learned by experience, and just, yeah, so there's just there's going to be limitless value to harness. And of course, music, there's Julie Black. Yeah. That's where we gotta get to. Of course, I'm not going to give you the juiciest things first. You will come with me on this journey. But yes, Julie Black will be in concert. Opening for her is Akila, which is a more emerging, you know, R&B artist. She has, you know, I don't know, the voice of, you have to hear her for yourself. You know, she sounds like an angel. She's incredible. And of course, you know, we all know Julie Black. We're no stranger to her name. She's an icon. She's our Juno Award winning, you know, R&B performer, singer, songwriter, artist. You know, she's an activist as well. So she's gonna, exactly, you know, why don't she do well? So she's going to be in concert on February 17th. Definitely be sure to get tickets for that. You get two for the price of one. Yeah, and we also have, again, workshops for people who are whether looking to get into music, interested in music, business aspects, music as an art, music as a, I don't know, medium of expression. So we're going to be having a songwriting, publishing workshop. We have a lot of all the details of this at www.harborfrontcenter.com/KUUMBA. Definitely check it out. We have, more events than I can list. I'm definitely missing something, but
Oh,
there's a ton, there's a slew of films, many films. We're going to be screening The Hate You Give, Angie Thomas's book that was adapted into a film. We're going to be screening Chevalier, which is basically like this film that adds like context to like an amazing Black music maker who is basically like, I don't know. But anyways, you'll see. It's there's a ton to see, and it's exciting all around. I've mentioned visual arts, where there's also KUUMBA 365. Definitely, I will not be,
yes.
living out KUUMBA 365. So KUUMBA 365 is a new platform essentially that we're creating to critique, and I want to say like not really to respond to the question, but like to navigate the question of why we have Black History Month in February, this 28-day month, and it's almost like we don't revisit it again until another February rolls around. So essentially just kind of letting us know that Black history is an all year thing that we take no breaks from, that we live all year round, and it should be treated as such. It should be implemented into all year round programming as such, not just at Harborfront Center, at other cultural institutions. And so we're leading by example. So KUUMBA 365 is basically this is what we're going to do like yearly. And so for this year, and so the idea is that for every KUUMBA 365, we will announce a theme, the penultimate year, and the theme for this year's KUUMBA 365, again, voice. So it's going to be unspoken, it's unspoken words. So we'll get 3 artists, and the 3 artists that we got for our debut edition are Paulina O'Keefe, Randall Ajay, and Dwayne Morgan. And so they essentially like will respond through spoken word, which again is so there will always be like a common like unifying medium.
Yes.
Exactly. So spoken word is the medium for this edition, and these 3 artists I mentioned will respond doing like a 45-minute long spoken word excerpt of visual arts that was previously installed at the power plant. So KUUMBA 365 is in partnership with the power plant, which is, our contemporary gallery at Harborfront Center. So yeah, during on February 1st, everybody gets a chance to see what these 3 artists have been working on. Their spoken word, a video of like their spoken word will be like on display at Harborfront Center. So yeah, again, like I said, just lots and lots to discover, definitely more than I can speak through, but yeah.
You did an amazing job in explaining all of that, because it sounds like a lot. And yeah, I'm always the one who always says, yeah, Black History Month, coldest month of the year and the shortest month, but y'all know how to bring that heat up.
Pluck that one.
There you go. What kind of what would you like to tell people who how do I want to make sure I say this right, because
Okay.
yes, we are celebrating Black History Month, but there are people, of course, there are people who from different descents. How do you make sure that that it doesn't matter what your background is, everybody is welcome to this month-long event?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say we want to definitely avoid history repeating itself. And a lot of why we even had to create Black History Month or to begin with is because many parts of history was erased, and
Yes.
many things went undocumented, unpublished. And these are things of human civilization. These are things of human advancement. And so Black arts is completely relevant to the conversation. Nobody benefits by leaving that vacuum in the room. And so we invite everybody, you know, Black people, definitely non-Black people, because I would even say Black people already know this is what we experience all year round. Non-Black people should mostly, the call out is to them to definitely come, because this is not a us and them situation. This is not an other situation. This is a we're one situation. This is it's an us thing. To come sit, maybe, you know, come listen, you know, sit in our spot for a second, try to understand what we're saying, see if, you know, you can take something of value out of this. You know, art is for everybody. And of course, we've seen in our lives, in history, and definitely in the future, all the different monumental changes art can bring about. So you know, again, like I said, this is a call to everybody. It's monumental, valuable for everybody, for sure.
Absolutely. So are all the are some events free, some events you pay?
Yes, so we have, you know, over 2 dozen artists activating 10, more than 10 event spaces, actually 20 programs, 3 ticketed events. So only 3 events are ticketed, where you have to pay a certain price. We have 6 drop-in workshops, and we have a ton of free events where all you have to do is just register. We definitely also have pay what you can events with $0 options, exactly. So, you know, there's definitely something for everyone as far as type of events, payment format of event, you know, events where you have to plan in advance, for the ones where your schedule can just open up and you can just drop in. So again, there's something for everyone. Of course, there's also something for a different demographic, you know, all the way from ages, I don't even know, kids programming, everything.
And just before we go, we have hosts. Do we have two? There are 2 hosts.
Yes, we definitely have hosts. So I didn't want to ruin the surprise, but Rudy, here you go. To your audience.
I'm a journalist. I have to do that.
So we have Brita B, who will be interviewing Angie Thomas. She's, of course, one of Toronto's finest. She'll be having a conversation with Angie Thomas, and I will let you find out the second host.
Okay. That is fine. I want to say thank you so much. So informative. This sounds like it's going to be a great, great month, keeping us warm with a lot of great information and a lot of great events to go and enjoy. Looking forward to next year, but let's get through this one first. Thank you again for the interview.
Thank you so much, Rudy Blair. Have a good afternoon. And, you know, thank you to your audience for listening. We hope you guys can make it. And I will definitely be sending an invitation to you for sure. Thank you.